San Diego's unemployment rate is the lowest it's been since 2007, but poverty and low wages remain an issue for San Diegans. Joining me to talk about the good economic news and the challenges that remain is Ellen Jin, professor of economics at the University of San Diego and author of USD's Index of Leading Economic Indicators. Professor Jin, new jobs were created in the financial services sector as well as leisure and hospitality. What is happening in those sectors that is triggering the job gains?
Well, those numbers were for April compared to March. And so there's a lot of seasonality in the data. In terms of financial services, April, you've got income tax, and so probably a lot of growth in that area. And then in terms of leisure and hospitality, I think you got a lot of businesses then gearing up for the summer season. And so typically, April is the second lowest month of the year in terms of the unemployment rate, I think for those reasons.
Okay, well then over the past year, there were gains in technology and science. What do new jobs in those areas say about the strength of San Diego's economic recovery? Yeah,
the year-over-year numbers look really good. We're up over 40,000 jobs in April 2015 compared to April 2014. And the biggest growing sector, as you indicated, is in professional, scientific, and technical services. That includes jobs like lawyers, architects, but particularly important for San Diego, a lot of the jobs in research and development in technology are in that category, and that's really important for the economy. They tend to be higher paying jobs. They generate a lot of income, which supports additional jobs in the economy.
Well, what about the gains, though, that we did see last month in leisure and hospitality, which tend to be lower wage jobs? And put that against the backdrop of a report that was released last year by the Center on Policy Initiatives, which showed that 300,000 households in San Diego bringing in income still aren't getting enough income into their homes to pay for basic needs. Can we call this an economic recovery if this many people can't pay their bills even though they're working?
One of the big problems with the recovery has been a lag in the terms of income growth. And so the problem was that we were down so low, it's just taken us a long time to come back. The unemployment rate at one point was above 11%. Now it's down to 5%. Still needs, though, to get down a little bit lower. I think once the unemployment rate hits into the low 4% range, then we'll start seeing increases in wages, and that'll help then people at the bottom end. But it is a concern. We've got an economy where there's just greater disparity than we've had in the past.
So last week, Los Angeles approved a hike in the minimum wage to $15 per hour, I think by the year 2020. Right now, there's a proposal to boost the wage to $11.50 an hour, which is going to be on the ballot in San Diego next year. How big of a boost will that be for the local economy?
I think it'll help. It'll put a lot of money into the hands of people at the lower end of the income distribution, and people at that end tend to spend almost everything extra that they get. So that means there's going to be more spending in the economy, and consumption has been one area that's been lagging, that's hurt the growth both locally and at the national level. So I think it'll definitely give a boost to the local economy.
As you know, California has the highest poverty rate in the country, and researchers say part of this is due to the fact that there's been a change, a switch in the labor market from high-skilled jobs to service jobs. Can that be turned around?
I think what we've seen a howling out of the middle class. What we've seen is we've seen a growth in jobs that require a lot of education, and we're seeing less job growth and even declines in areas like basic manufacturing. So it used to be when you finished high school and you didn't go into college, you could still make a pretty good living by getting a manufacturing job. Unfortunately, a lot of those jobs have moved to other states or just other countries. And so the result is that you really need a good education to get these good jobs, and those jobs are fewer than we've had in the past. And so that's contributing to the high poverty rate. Also, when you factor in the cost of living here in California, that contributes as well.
Do you see that as turning around?
It's difficult. I think the economic forces with trade are moving against that, and as a result, I think that's why we need measures like an increase in the minimum wage to boost people up at the lower end of the income distribution, because I think that's where a lot of the job growth is going to be in the future.
Ellen Jin, thank you so much for coming on the program.